Hey, good evening, folks, and welcome to the Let's Go Fishing show. And as you can see, I've got my best friend here, Bill Nichols, with me tonight.
Buddy, I appreciate it there, son. I tell you right, we've had some good times.
We sure have. We're going to continue to have them. That's no doubt about it. As long as we're able to get to the water, Bill, we're going to have them.
That's exactly right. As long as I'm able to get up in that back seat, buddy, I'll be all right.
All right. That sounds good. Mike just drove in, got in, and Mike,
Come over here, buddy.
You missed it there. I guess Brad told you how you missed it there Saturday night with me and him and Bill, didn't he? Oh, he was keeping score, wasn't he, Bill?
I was going to tell Mike. I said, buddy, you can forget about them UT football games. Them smallmouth up there will make you think that you're over there at Neyland Stadium anyway. Having a good time.
That's exactly right. It sure will. There ain't no doubt about it. Yeah, Mike, we was supposed to rub it in on you there. Brad, he really kept score, didn't he, Bill?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
He wanted us to know that he was in the lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, he sure did. Hey, folks, I got a couple of things here. One thing I think Herschel said was our graphics or advertisement for sponsors wasn't showing. They've had a technical problem over here today, and while they're doing the news, and he's working on it, trying to get it going, but we'll hope it gets up running here shortly. I want to say hello to my dad and to Polly and Gay, and I got yours as hello back, so me and Bill's going to say hello to you.
Yes, sir, old buddy. That's exactly right.
So want to do that, and I got a couple other things. Bill Bunch passed away this past week. He lives right down below me. Been a friend of our families for years. And then also I want to say prayers for Mac Stubbs. Mac had 5 bypasses this past week. He lives, you know Mac.
Yeah.
And he lives right above me there, and I wanted to tell Dottie and that they're in our prayers and let them know for that. But he's in the hospital and not doing too well, but hopefully he'll get better and get to see him out again. Film tonight, Brad and Bill and myself, we were on North there Sunday night, wasn't it?
We sure was, son, and I tell you what, I want to thank you and old Brad and Mike for just letting me be a part of the fishing trip. I tell you what, I don't think I've ever enjoyed anything anymore, and it's been tough on a few nights, but Sunday night wasn't one of them. That was August the 31st, and it came a little storm there before that afternoon and run everybody off in the lake, and we had the lake by ourselves. And Steve here, he jerked out my rod. I was trying to get my rain suit on. Well, he caught one on the first cast. Brad had his bait in the water on the second cast. He caught one. I said, I better get this rain pants on right quick here. And after I got my rain pants on, I think I caught one there. Just, we had them going and had a good time. I just want to rub it in on Mike. Mike, boy, I'm telling you right now, you should have been there.
Yeah, that's a fact, Bill. We did. We had a good trip. It seemed like the fish just wanted to cooperate. You know, we've had 4 or 5 bad trips.
We sure have, son. I tell you what. And the thing about it was in the same places.
Yeah.
Where we've had them bad trips. We had a heck of a trip there Sunday night, August the 31st. The next day was the 1st of September.
Yeah.
I think the day is the 4th, so it ain't been but just 3 or 4 days ago.
Exactly right. It was amazing. We just pulled in on a place that we'd fished for the last 3 or 4 weeks and hadn't had a bite on it.
Hadn't had a bite.
And just bam, 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 you know. And I got the rods you was wanting out of the rod locker box, and you was putting your rain breeches on, and I thought, well, shoot, I'll just throw Bill's rod out there.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. You broke it in.
So I got that first bite on that first cast, and it just seemed like it was on from the rest of the night.
That's right.
Yeah. So we sure did. We had a great time. And we've got some film here, and Herschel's having a little trouble with getting things organized back there in the back. When he gets ready, we're going to show that film, and until then, we're going to keep making some announcements and stuff here. We'll remember, definitely want to remember Larry to go. He's got the graphics up. I knew he could fix it. And remember the sponsors, folks. Really and truly, those people put out hard-earned money to pay for the airtime here on the station, and I can't thank those folks enough. And the only benefit they get out of this thing is when you go in and tell them you appreciate them putting on the fishing show, and
if you want a fishing show, you can't have it without sponsors. That's for sure.
That's exactly right, Bill.
I know Steve is trying to do the best he can as to put on a good show, and me and old Mike and Brad is going to help him every way we can, but we need your help too. And every time you go to any of these sponsors, just mention, hey, we watch the show, but you can't watch it without good sponsors.
That's exactly right. There, it's it's got to be paid for, and it's just like your cable bill. You have to pay that monthly, and we have to pay for the airtime over here. So I can't thank the sponsors enough, for putting on the show with me, and I've had some and lost some, and this, that, and the other. So, if you're going by Citizens Bank, let them know that you appreciate them sponsoring the show, and thank them for it. Jay's Thrift and Mower, same way, down there on the west end of town. The Sign Shop, Edgemore Outdoors, Tim's Tire, Carm, it's Reynolds Racing and Marine, and I hope some of you folks got to go by. I stopped by down there Saturday afternoon, and he had that Allison boat, Bill, a demo boat that this guy was supposed to. Hopefully, we'd have got here Thursday night with it, but he didn't make it. And boy, that thing was beautiful. I mean, it was perfect colored up. It was a pretty boat.
Yeah.
And, I stopped by there and helped Glenn hook it up. He was going to take it home and babysit it over the weekend and this, that, and the other. So it was a pretty boat. I hope some of you people got to go by down there and cash in on that Labor Day sale that he had, and no sales tax.
Right.
And that could amount to a whole lot when you're.
I tell you what, Bunch Marine and him also, they have a good selection of boats. They really do.
Yeah, sure do, Bill. Sure do. We got to have our sponsors, folks. And like I say, the best thing in the world to do is go by. When you're shopping with them, think about it. And it's hard to remember, I know. Let them know you appreciate them putting on the fishing show, and because we have a time over here, and we try to keep the fishermen involved, and you all involved in the show, and because we got a lot of water.
Yeah, right on, buddy. Yeah,
we got a lot of water. I'm going to go ahead and get into this before we show the film. Herschel will give us the okay here in a minute. Looks like the graphics went back away. Tennessee Sportsmen's Association. They had this up here in Anderson County with Jack Raines and them, and up in the upper East Tennessee. Now, this thing they're trying to start down here in Roane County. Willie Word, Bud Strader is involved in it, and they're wanting to get all of us fishermen involved in it. Bill, for Watts Bar, Chickamauga, and Nickajack, and they're going to be in what they call Region 2. And we got, I've got those guys set up to come in the show next week.
That's good. And I'll be as honest I'll be with you on this here Watts Bar, Chickamauga, and Nickajack. You got 3 real lakes right there. I mean, they're dandies. Well, this Tennessee Sportsmen's Association can be a great help to these 3 lakes. And Willie Word and his partner there, that they can really go a long ways but they need your help also.
That's exactly
and
right.
We're going to stand behind them as much as we can.
Yes, sir. They're working. He told me they were had supposed to go see a lawyer next week to make sure everything's done legally.
Right.
They're going to have their applications. They've got some people signed up already. They got some applications around here and there, but they're going to. A lot of people's called in and signed up. It's $5 a person per year, or $15. I think he said $15 for a family for a year. And they're wanting to get together this fall and put in brush and that kind of stuff and work with TWRA. So it's going to be a good organization.
Well, that's what I was talking about. You got 3 real good lakes there, and this Tennessee Sportsman Association has done wonders on Norris.
Yes, sir.
And several other lakes.
Yep.
Milton Hill, they
Hill.
put in a bunch of brush there. We got good crappie fishing.
Yes,
hey,
sir.
they can do the same thing on Watts Bar, Chickamauga, Nickajack. They can make them even better than what they are today.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to tell you, Bill, a lot of people probably don't know this, but when they had the ice spill down at Kingston, they went down through there for 2 years with a barge and a grapple on a track hoe and pulled out every log, brush pile. If they could see it, they got it.
Yeah, right.
And I mean, there were several barge loads of trees and stumps and that kind of thing that wound up there in the holler there, Kingston Steam Plant. Once they'd get that barge full, they'd take it upstream there and dock it there, and then they'd unload it and haul it off. And there's a lot of trees and stuff that came out of that river that we really like to fish.
Hey, we need to put them back in there.
We need to put them back in there.
They won't be covered up with something this time.
Exactly right. That was the whole purpose of it, to eliminate any possibility of anything getting covered up. But okay, we'll get to it in a minute, Herschel. But that's a good thing. You know, they removed a lot of structure. And now we need to go back and get it back in there.
That's exactly right. It'll be cleaner. It'll be cleaner than everything from here on.
Yeah, exactly right. It's so, you know, if they can get this thing set up, and I told them I'd support them every way in the world that I could. You know, we used to go down in the wintertime years ago, and we'd get the old Christmas trees and stuff that would be left over from down here at the Boys Club. Baxter Underwood was very instrumental in doing that. I don't know, trailer loads of Christmas trees we'd gather up here around town, and we'd go down there and put them in the river.
That's right.
Stake them and tie them to stumps and nail them.
I've even made myself some good fishing places myself. I'd take 4 or 5 Christmas trees, load them in the boat, take a concrete block for each one of them, and sink it down there. And I've made some good places just for myself.
Exactly right. You know, them fish don't like roaming around. Well, if they're roaming around out there in open water, and you give them something to get around, that's where they're going to be.
That's exactly. It's just like this. I heard a fellow say one time, "How would you like to live in an environment every time you move, something wanted to eat you?"
That's exactly right. But anyway, I wanted to mention that because I'm going to have those 2 over here next week, and they're, you know, they can finish telling us a whole lot more what they got in mind and that kind of thing. Now, the Tennessee Sportsmen in Anderson County disbanded, but they still have that North Lake Task Force that those guys are highly involved in, and I hope they continue to do that. They do meet with TWRA and that kind of thing on size limits and stocking programs and this thing, and they're wanting to do the same thing down here at Watts Bar and check them out.
They say that these boys that put these Christmas trees in all over here at Milton Hill, really they have made Milton Hill what it is today on crappie fishing.
Yes, sir.
They say that we got some dandy crappie fishing in Milton Hill. I've not been able to go over there lately, but I know a lot of people that does, and they keep me informed how the crappie are doing.
Yeah, I know back in this spring, it was I'd be at Edgemore up there checking things out and getting some film and talking to the fishermen, and they were just absolutely killing them crappie. over there. You know, they go down there in 45 minutes and have their limit and back to the house.
Yes,
you know.
sir. I like that. Hey, I've been
sir.
catching some of them crappie myself. I sort of like that.
Yeah, exactly right. Anyway, remember the Tennessee Sportsman Association trying to get started up here in Roane County and take care of Region 2, which, like I said, includes Watts Bar, Chickamauga, and Nickajack. And, you know, I want to see them get this Florida strain of bass in at Watts Bar. The biologists say its water's too cold, but I don't know.
Let's try it.
Let's try it. Yeah, well, you know, heck, it wouldn't hurt to try it. You know, you never know. We may have a hot 2 or 3 summers or mild winters, and the dang fish survive and thrive down there, and then they'd be, you know, once they get up to a certain size, they pretty well make it. You know,
yes, sir.
It's when they're fingerlings, they're vulnerable for sure about getting ate and then not surviving. But you know, that'd be some good things that they can do down at Watts Bar and Chickamauga for sure. So we'll see how that turns out.
Chickamauga and Nickajack is a sleeper lake anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, up next to Chattanooga there, they got lots and lots of Kentuckys. But in the middle part of the lake down through there, they got some big old largemouth down there. I know of already some 10-pounders been caught in Nickajack.
Man, alive. And I'm like you, that's a sleeper lake. You know, you don't see much of it until you're traveling 26 there out of Chattanooga, headed to Nashville there, and you cross it there on the bridge there, and then the grass, and it's got grass in it right there for sure. You know, this will be a good thing. We'll be anxious to see how this works out, but the main thing is getting everybody to help support it and do what we can to make this thing work. We got Herschel's got the film ready to show, so we're going to get a drink of water, and Herschel, run the film. Well, that feels like a pretty good fish, Brad. I don't know what it is or not. Yeah. Ooh. Come back here, buddy. Mm-hmm. Get him on there. Brad, how you doing? Got him good? All right. Good, Yeah. I've got him there. That dang Brad's got a pretty good fish on here, folks. Oh, yeah. Nice one. Boy. Yeah, man. All righty. Yes, sir. Boy, what do you think about that now, Brad?
A nice one.
Yes, sir. All right, old boy, back in the water.
Bill showed me where he's at. There.
Did he? Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, bet Bill, he can find him.
Yeah, he's always been right here, son. Get right back up.
All right. Bill, Bill's got one on there, folks, and got him in the boat here before I could get the camera on him, Bill.
That's right, old buddy.
All right, there's 3 fish already.
3 fish already, and we ain't been here 20 minutes.
No, we're doing good. All right, back in the water and get another.
All right, old buddy.
Okay. Folks, that dang Brad's got one on here now, right in there.
Nice one, too.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, boy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. See him out there in that water. All right.
Clear water, ain't he?
Yeah, boy. Sure is.
Looks like a much bigger one out there in that water.
Yeah. All right. There we go. All right. Old Bill's got a fish on here. Now, that's what we're looking for, Bill. Yes, sir. Right there, old boy.
Yes, sir, buddy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, boy. Get him up here. There we go. You got him. All right, old boy.
Right here, buddy. hold on here a minute.
Yes, sir.
Just hold on there. I'll
Get him loose.
Lower lip and get this hook out of there. Look at there.
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, son, look at that.
Yes, sir, buddy. It's a good one, Bill.
Yeah, nice and hard. I catch them all day.
Yes, sir, buddy.
He came out here from that old quarry, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Put him back there and they catch another.
All right, Bill, get after it.
This thing up.
Yeah.
Another good fish there.
Yeah,
buddy.
boy. He ate that thing too, didn't he?
Yeah, he really did, son.
Yeah, buddy. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
He got it right down in his mouth
Yeah,
there, old boy.
I'll have to work on
On
him
him
just a little bit.
All right, buddy. We'll get him off and get another one, Bill.
Okay.
That gummit, Bill, just as I got the camera on him while he jumped off.
Yes, sir. Jumped off.
All right, get you another bite there. That gummit.
No, buddy.
Oh, keep a little light on it, Brad. I'll try to. While I'm getting him unhooked here. Got him good. Back in the water. All right, folks, we up here at Norris Lake, and Tennessee's playing ball, and there's not much boat traffic out there. Guys, what do you think?
Hey, looks like we ought to catch fish tonight. We ain't gonna be bothered with nobody.
That's what I'm thinking too. We're gonna have the lake pretty much to ourselves. We're pretty sure there's only 2 or 3 vehicles in the parking lot, and so we're gonna go try them. What do you think, Brad?
Sounds good.
All right, let's get after them, see if we can find them.
Okay, old buddy.
All right. Folks, I caught the fish on the first cast and didn't get the camera up. Brad's got one here on his second cast. Good fish. Nice.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, boy. Oh, Lordy, yeah. Woo, man. Goodness, great. Yeah, boy. That's a good one. Yeah, nice fish. All right. Yeah, we're on something. Yeah. Bill's got one on there, folks, and got him in the boat here before I could get the camera on him, Bill.
That's right, old buddy.
All right. There's 3 fish already.
3 fish already, and we ain't been here 20 minutes.
No, we're doing good. All right, back in the water and get another.
All right, old buddy.
Okay. Right there. It says record. Okay. All right. Got it recording, eh? All right. Got another fish here, folks.
Oh, yes, sir. Dandy.
Yeah, boy. Oh, let him slip out of my hand, Brad. Hold on just a second. I'll get him here, I hope. Come here, boy. That line is slipping down on me. Now I got him. Get the light on him here. You can see him. Oh, yeah. All right, Brad, what do you think?
Looks good. Good, old buddy.
All right, back in the water we go. Okay. Folks, Bill's got a little old largemouth here, but he hit good, didn't he, Bill?
Oh, he sure did, son. He thought he was a monster.
Yeah. All right, old boy.
That's a little Kentucky.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
sure
it's
is.
a little Kentucky instead of a largemouth, son.
All right.
Sometimes they think they're a smallmouth.
I heard that.
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy.
Yes, sir, old buddy.
Good deal. All right, old Bill's got a fish on here. Now, that's what we're looking for, Bill. Yes, sir. Right there, old boy.
Yes, sir, buddy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, boy. Get him up here. There we go. You got him. All right, old boy.
Right here, buddy. Hold on here a minute.
Yes, sir.
Just hold on there. I'll
Get him loose.
Lower lip and get this hook out of there. Look at there.
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, son, look at that.
Yes, sir, buddy. It's a good one, Bill.
Yeah, nice and hard. I like catching them all day.
Yes, sir, buddy.
He came out here from that old quarry, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Put him back there and they catch another.
All right, Bill, get after it. I've got him there. That dang Brad's got a pretty good fish on here, folks. Oh, yeah. Nice one. Boy. Yeah, man. All righty. Yes, sir. Yeah, boy. What do you think about that now, Brad?
A nice one.
Yes, sir. All right, old boy. Back in the water.
Bill showed me where he's at. There
Did he?
we go. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, bet Bill, he can find him.
Yeah, he's
Always been right here, son.
Get right back up here.
All right. Well, that looks like a pretty good fish, Brad. I don't know what it is or not. Yeah. Ooh. Come back here, buddy. Mm-hmm. Hard to get him on there. Brad, how you doing? Got him good? All right. Pretty good. Yeah. Brad's got a good fish on here again. We've missed a couple here on this point here. All right, Brad. Yeah, boy. Bring him on in here, old boy. Yes, sir.
Get him in here, old Brady boy.
All right, I got a good picture of him there.
All right, very good.
Okay, back to water. That gummit, Bill, just as I got the camera on him while he jumped off.
Yes, sir, he jumped off.
All right, get you another bite there. That gummit.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, dang. Oh, that dang Bill on the next cast has got a good fish on here this time. I hope he don't come off.
I hope he don't either.
Mm-hmm. Bill's got another fish on here, folks. I'm telling you. That jumps. Oh, yeah, there he is. Oh, man. Boy, don't he look good out there in that clear water.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, yeah, man, you got him hooked good.
This thing up.
Yeah.
Another good fish there, old
Yeah,
buddy.
boy. He ate that thing too, didn't he?
Yeah, he really did, son.
Yeah, buddy. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
He got it right down in his mouth
Yeah,
there, old boy.
I'll have to work on
Come
him
here
just a little bit.
All right, buddy. We'll get him off and get another one, Bill.
Okay.
Brad's got another fish on here, folks. Let's see if we can get him out there. Oh yeah. Yeah, boy. Good fish, Brad. Yes, sir. It's a good one. Yeah, boy. All right. That's good. Oh,
Go up and get his mate there, Brad.
yeah.
Let's see, he's still on here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, boy. All right. There you go. Oh, God, dogs almighty. Shit. Folks, that dang Brad's got one on here now. That there. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, boy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, man. See him out there in that water. All right. Yeah, boy. Sure is.
Looks like a much bigger one out there in that water.
Yeah. All right. There we go.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
look at that. Look at that. Yes,
Oh,
sir. Old buddy.
Whoa. Come here, boy.
Yeah, buddy.
What do you say now, Brad?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Got a picture of him there, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see if I can get him in the boat. Whoa.
Hold on. Look at him. He just now woke up. Yeah, he just now woke up.
He just now figured out something
He just now figured out what he was at.
Oh, Lordy, watch out here now. We'll just take it easy here. Let me give you just a second here. We'll get you up here in the boat. There you go. Yeah. All right. Oh, there. Yeah. Have that other. There he is. Bigger than that in there. Yeah. He may have thrown my chunk off. I believe he did.
Yeah.
What do you think about that now, Brad?
Son, I'm telling you right now.
Nice, ain't it? That's them chunks now. All right, let's get active. Let me spin this back out here. Brad's got a good fish on here, folks, and yeah, and Bill had one on. It come unbuttoned. Yeah. Oh yeah. You see what's right here, don't you? Oh God! Oh, get him! Get him! Keep a little light on it, Brad. I'll try to. While I'm getting him unhooked here. Got him good. Back in the water. All right, folks. We're calling it a night. And how many total did we catch, Brad? We boated how many? 16? 16 fish we boated tonight, yes, folks. And Bill, we let several get loose.
Woo, some cracker jacks.
Some dandies. Yeah, sure did. We had some pretty good fish on there and let them get off, but all in all, we had a pretty good trip.
We had an excellent trip.
All right. Yep. Okay, folks. Remember, let's go fishing. Remember the sponsors, and we'll see you Thursday night. All right, Bill, there we go. We had a boatload of fish.
We sure did, son. I tell you what, I want to thank you fellas for just letting me tag along. I can't move around in the boat as fast as y'all can, but I can still jerk on them a little bit.
We don't want to move too much. Our Brad, he wants to limit you to one reel and rod, you know, and then you got to touch them to count them and all that kind of stuff. So you got to watch him.
Yeah, that's right. He'll count them for himself. That jumps off just before.
Yeah, that's right. He sure will. He'll fudge on you if you don't watch him. But listen, Bill, let's talk about the water depth, the baits we was using, and what you think changed them fish from the week before when we just had, what, 5 little old fish? I think that's what we finally figured, 5 or 6 fish we put in the boat. And you know, what do you think, in your opinion, what changed?
I'll be as honest as I'll be with you. I've fished all my life, and I've had this year happen before. The barometric pressure and everything has a whole lot to do with fishing. What we done up there August the 31st, we hit it when everything was perfect, son. We had a storm, everything had shut down, wasn't no boat traffic had been on the lake.
Right.
For 6 or 7 hours, there hadn't been no boat traffic on the lake.
Yeah.
And they just, you know, the pressure on these fish has got a lot to do with it. The barometric pressure has got a lot to do with it. A fella called me here a while back and says, Bill, what is a barometric pressure? I said, anything under 30 is a falling pressure. Anything over 30 is a high pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like to fish on high pressure.
Yeah.
It makes it tougher.
Right.
And when the 31st there, we had a falling pressure and things just like that comes together. And we had a fantastic night, and I think a whole lot of it is we was there at the right time, and we had the right baits on. Of course, we're all jig fishermen, and I like a spinner bait a lot, but I wasn't able to get them to hit a spinner bait. They hit the jig, and with the twin tail on it, and we all three caught them on it. We all did try the spinner bait.
Yeah.
But it wasn't doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Joe wasn't.
But I agree with you. I think a lot of it was, and a lot of our bites came right at the boat, didn't it?
Yes, sir. Right under the boat.
Yes, sir. Sure did.
We were. The thing about it was, they say, well, they ain't supposed to go that deep. But we caught most of our fish the other night. We caught them anywhere from 27 to 33 feet.
Yeah.
And, there again, conditions had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Them fish at 33 feet, they may have not been supposed to bite, but they was ready to bite.
Yeah, I agree.
We had fished the same places over the period of time, and up there just a week before, we fished the same places and couldn't buy a fish.
Yeah.
Not a fish. I'm not saying that the fish wasn't there. They were there, but we could not get them to bite what we were fishing. And there again, it goes back to conditions has a whole lot to do with fishing.
Yeah, I agree. It was we just hit some of the better places or what we thought was and had been hitting them in the last three 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And just couldn't get them.
No, couldn't make them bite.
No, and
we fed them everything we could feed them, and still couldn't make them bite.
Yeah, and we said we know, we just couldn't figure it out. We know there's fish here, but we just ain't catching them. And then we go back there on this past weekend, and they're just all over it.
Well, the thing about it is this right here. Hey, them fish were there. We couldn't get them to bite.
Yeah.
They don't move up and down the lake 10 or 12 miles and then come back.
Yeah,
they're going to be right there.
Yeah.
From the time we start fishing, they're going to be there. It's just a matter of us getting them to bite.
Yeah.
And we couldn't get them to bite.
I agree. I was throwing, Bill had sort of a brownish colored jig on. And I was throwing what they call a natural crawl. I got it over at Edgemore Outdoors. Bought a pack of them skirts, and Brad was throwing something similar to that. It has a little green and brown in it. And Bill's had the brown scaly looking skirt that you had on, and so you even had. Let's see, you had your hair fly out there.
I had it on. I tried it, and I never caught a fish on the hair fly. I did have one to hit it, but I missed it, and that the rubber was the thing. And I'm not saying that was the only thing. That was the thing that we was getting to them, and they were biting it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's if they're biting it, why change?
Yeah, I'm not going to change as long as they're biting it.
No, it's when they don't bite. I told that boy. I forgot his name, called me there last week and asked me what was going on up there, and I told him we'd had 3 or 4 pretty slow trips. But I said, he said, well, they on the same. I said, he's talking about the higher flies. I said, yeah. I said, listen. I said, if you make 10 or 15 casts and you hadn't had a bite, change something.
Yes, sir. That's exactly right. Especially when you're fishing a place there's fish there.
Yeah.
Been there. They've been there for 50 or 60 years. Why are they going to change?
I agree. That's exactly right. So, yeah, if you make that many casts and don't get a bite, change up. Go to a different color, a different trailer, a different shape trailer. If you're throwing rubber and go to a hair and that kind of stuff, whether it be bear hair or bucktail or something.
This time of year, I've always said that rubber was a little better than the hair.
Mm-hmm.
But although I will say I've caught a many fish on a hair jig, and but the rubber right now is working the best.
Yeah.
And I don't think the color really has a whole lot to do with it, as long as it's something similar. I was using more of a brownish color.
Yeah.
And I said that what you and Brad was using, and it had a little green in it. Green is always good. I don't care when you use it. It's always good.
Yeah. I agree. And Bill, them like I've always said, when you're catching them smallmouth up there, like we are right now, and you get looking you live, if you're putting them in the live well, which we don't anymore, hardly, but unless we're tournament fishing or something, but you get them out of the live well, and them green and orange crawdads would be laying around, pieces of them
that's
everywhere.
Right. That's exactly right. I've seen a many crawdads in my live well over a period of time that had that greenish brownish color to them.
Yes, sir. They sure will. And you know, as the water gets colder, them crawdads get a little paler looking, don't they?
That's exactly right, old buddy.
Yeah. So that's what you want to do. You know, you're fishing that bait on the bottom, and I don't catch many minnows on the bottom, Bill.
No, that's right. That's exactly right. I will say this right here. Where we was catching those fish the other night, which everybody fishes up and down the lake there, that we was fishing all humps out in the lake, and they run anywhere from 25 to 35 feet. And every place we fished and caught fish, we seen minnows.
Yeah, I agree.
And therefore, we hadn't been seeing the minnows up there in the past.
Yep.
We had a hard time of finding the minnows.
Agree.
You could always tell we use them black lights, and the minnows will come under that black light.
Yes, sir.
But we haven't seen any minnows under the black lights the last 2 or 3 trips until this past. We seen a lot of minnows on the depth finder the other night.
We did.
Catching those fish.
We sure did. And I'll tell you another thing that was the willow flies were hatching out everywhere.
Yeah, there you go. They always told me, and I've heard it from several different people, wherever you find them willow flies are coming up and a hatching, you got rich water. And anytime you got rich water, them fish is going to stay in that. They'd rather be in that rich water to be in that there murky water. And ain't got no oxygen or no nothing.
Yes, sir. I agree with that 100%. Herschel, you got our phones on? All right, man. That's good. Well, you know, we had a good trip, and hopefully we're going to have another one here maybe this weekend. We'll see. They're predicting some heavy rains here, so it might throw a little damper on things.
That's right.
I got this right here. I wanted to mention this to you again. This is it says stop. You know, that's the when we had Bart Carter over here with the spread of harmful aquatic plants and animals, protect their waters, and the self-check, and that comes to stop. You know, that's clean drain and on like that. I've been aiming to mention that again, but we do really need to pay attention to that. The next thing is a photo of the month. Mr. Copeland, I need you to call me. Eli won the shirt with the walleye for August, and I need you to call me and find out what size shirt, what color shirt that he might want or you might want, and let's get him another shirt for the photo of August. And then Herschel, can you show us I've got had a guy send me a picture there. I think it's Tuesday. Josh Foster. We'll let Herschel show us that picture there. He's the first entry for the month of September, so we'll see if somebody else gets me some more photos in. Can you pull that up, Herschel? All right. Just whenever you get ready. And Liz Phelps. Liz, if you're watching the show, I need you to call me. I'm trying to get some ladies gathered up over here, Bill, for a ladies' night, and here on the studio with me, and I need her to give me a call. She's usually watching, so I hope she'll call me.
Right. I know there's some ladies in this area that does fish.
Mm-hmm.
They might fish with their husband or whatever, but I do know some ladies do fish.
Yes, sir.
Back in the early part of my time, man, we had a ladies' bass club, and some of them girls is still around, and I don't know. I know some of them was pretty good fishermen, and they need to come on the show and tell us how they've been doing and what they're doing now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know several of them that was in the ladies' bass club. I even had one girl that she went a long ways in it. She won 2 or 3 of the big time tournaments.
Yeah. Well, that's something we working on here by the end of the month. I'd like to get that set up and get it done. There's Josh with his fish. Nice smallmouth, Bill.
That is a nice one.
Yes, sir.
Got a good color to him too, buddy.
It sure has. It sure has. And he just caught that this past weekend, and I think they were up in the Cove Creek area, And Josh, a little young fisherman there, he's doing good. So we appreciate him. Thank you, Herschel. All right. We'll hold that. But I do want Mr. Copeland to give us a buzz when if you're watching, and he usually watches the show also. The tournaments that we got going on right now, they're still fishing on Milton Hill, and I hope to get over there and get their classic for the Monday night fish off over there. They'll be finishing up here pretty quick. I hope they haven't already. And over at Carbide Park. The Heartland Classic is going to be September the 19th and 20th down at Chickamauga there at Dayton. And then we got the Catfish guys. Let's see, what did they do with that? They're at Louisville on the 13th. East Tennessee Catfish Anglers will be at Louisville Point over on Fort Loudon there on the 13th, and they're going from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. on that. So if you guys are doing that, you already know what's going on there. And I talked to a guy at Tim's Tire this week, and he was from Dayton, and he had drove up there to get him some tires on his road truck and some steering tires. He's getting 2 of them put on, and he was telling me, we was talking about fishing, and he said, I like to catfish, and I went down there and run him a copy of that East Tennessee Catfish Anglers thing off, and he was tickled to death. He said, man, said, I've just been wondering about that. And I said, well, right here's your bunch to get tangled up with. And,
I'm gonna go attend one of them catfish tournaments before it's over with.
I heard that. That's what Mike and I, we all three need to get hooked up to go. You ready to answer that, Herschel? Hello, caller.
Hello, Steve. Hello, Bill.
What you say, old buddy?
That's Mike Richards. Hello, Mike.
How we doing, buddy?
Buddy, we're doing good. Did you get to see any of them fish that Bill caught?
Son, I'm sick. I'm not even getting to watch y'all right now. It didn't show 1 second of y'all catching those fish.
Oh, you're kidding me.
I got your voice, but and even right now, I'm not even getting a screen. This is showing the Friday night scoreboard and scores of the football games.
Oh, Lord.
I'm getting your voice on the computer.
Right.
I don't know if TV's like that or not. It could be just the computers, you know.
Yeah. No, Herschel says the TV's showing good, and you know, you've been here. You know what we're looking. We got
absolutely, I do. But
yeah.
I can just hope that I can get it Saturday night on the rerun.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
I hope you do, Mike. For I'm gonna tell you, son. Old Bill had a time of his life. I don't move around very much. If I can get in that back seat, son, that's all the place I need to go.
Well, it sounded like you were having a big time.
I had a super time, and like I said before, I really appreciate these fellas for putting up with me.
Yeah, doggone it, I just get so jealous sometimes. Hearing or seeing y'all having a good time doing that, boy, I want to do it so bad I can't hardly stand it. You know, but that's just the way it goes, though, buddy. But I enjoy watching y'all. I really do.
I know what you mean, son. Yeah.
Maybe Saturday night, maybe I can get the rerun. Of course, there's football games that I'm a big football fan too, but I'll surely turn down the sound on football.
Mike, I'm a great football fan myself, but I was fishing with a fella one time when the World's Fair was here, and we were fishing a spinnerbait, and we was out in the middle of the lake on a big drop off right next to the river channel, and we was tapping our smallmouth pretty good, and I says to Ernie, I says, Betty, I'll tell you what, this is like at the World's Fair, isn't it? He said, well, Bill, I thought we was at the World's Fair. Well, that's what I thought the other night when we was catching all them fish. I thought, well, man, I thought I was over at Neyland Stadium.
Well, like I say, I could just hear y'all's voices, but it sure sounded like y'all were having a big time with those smallies. So maybe I can see it Saturday night. I'll try my best to.
All right, Mike. It's good to hear from you.
All right, buddy, call me. Hey, look here. I know you're getting ready to do that fall thing. I believe with the same fisherman. I need some kind of address from y'all or something, but I thought for sure Ron was going to come by here and see me over the holidays, but he didn't. So
yeah.
I need an address or something. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, and when I talked to Corey, which is Will's dad, they were really covered up, and he said, "Man, we'll just get back with you when we're not so busy." He's trying to play ball and build a building. So I don't know when it's going to take place, but whenever I find out, you'll be the first to know.
Okay, just have Brad or somebody to call me and so I can get the address.
All right.
Up there, okay?
All right, Mike. Thank you, buddy.
All right, guys. Good luck to y'all. I'll be watching Saturday night and see if I can't watch all those smallers being caught.
Okay, Mike.
Okay,
Thank you,
Mike.
buddy.
All right, see you guys.
All right, see you. All right. Good to hear from Mike there.
Always.
Yes, sir. But what he's talking about there was the little boy that won the fishing trip that we took out fishing, him and his dad. We were going to do a fall fishing trip and still planning on doing it. But, with school starting and his dad was trying to build a building there at the house and pouring concrete and this, that, and the other, so we kind of had to put it off for a while, but we hadn't forgot it. It's just whenever they get a free minute, why, we're going to try to go back a-fishing and may even try to do some big catfish fishing down there at Watts Bar and get them on a big catfish and that kind of thing. So, we're just kind of waiting on the day to come up. Don't forget, ladies' night. Any of you ladies out there that would like to come over here and share your aspects of fishing and how it is for you, I'd love to have you. And just need to contact me and tell me when you can get here, and we'll set up a ladies' night show. And I don't care if there's 2 or 3 or 4 of you. We'll make do some way or another. Herschel's awful good about fixing us up, Bill.
I tell you something else, Steve. Is these your young high school boys that's fishing this year tournament trail?
Yeah.
We got a couple of boys up here at Clinton High School has done one pretty
Yes,
heavily in that thing.
Yeah.
And I know that Albert Springs has got a fishing club for the high school kids.
Yes, sir. It's really getting a lot of the local schools now. Bill has got these high school fishing clubs, and that was something I mentioned here several months ago about getting. If you're available and can help support them, their problem. I've talked to them guys quite a bit. And their problem is having people that provides enough boat. You have to have a coach for each team.
Right.
That's what they say. That's what they call it. And so if you're where you can, or if you're retired or what have you, and you want to spend a good day with some young people, they're be more than glad, to let you bring, take them fishing and run the boat and this, that, and the other, and be with them and teach them and learn them something.
In my younger days, I helped a lot of young people myself. I took them a fishing and showed them how to work a bait.
Mm-hmm.
I never will forget. I had two young men in my boat, and I had another boat that had 2 young men in it, and I was telling them where to fish and what to fish, and I had these 2 fellows in my boat. Well, we were still fishing at night at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So next morning we met, and they said, we've had a good trip, but said, show us how you work a spinnerbait. Well, I throwed across one boat and worked that thing. About the time I got about halfway in, one tapped that thing, and I pulled him in and let it go in his boat. And I said, that's the best way in the world, and I know how to show you. But these young people, they appreciate something like that. They were out there to learn.
That's exactly right. And we do have some good young fishermen, even in the high school level. These boys up here at Clinton, Lee Mashburn's son and Joe Lee's son, they're great fishermen, and you got the boys down here in Oliver Springs, Caton or Everett and Mayton, they won that Tennessee State Championship our year before last, which they've graduated now. Now we got to compete with them in these weekend tournaments, and they're tough. I tell you, these young people's got a lot of stamina. They can stay out there, buddy, and just don't never give up, you know.
Right.
And so it makes a lot of difference. Herschel says we only got a few minutes, and I want to mention our sponsors again because we didn't get to run their ads this week, and Rocky Top Outdoors. And you got hunting seasons right here upon us, bow season, this, that, and the other. So don't forget those people up there. You know, they got the archery chute set up out there and still got fishing supplies inside, so don't forget that. Then we got Jay's Thrift and Mower down here on the west end of Oak Ridge, Reynolds Racing Marine down in Harriman, and Knox Area Rescue Ministries. If you can help that group of anything at all, it'd be great to do that. Got Tim's Tire. Like I said, I was down there this week, and the boy came all the way from Dayton to buy some truck tires.
Yeah.
You know, and he said, this ain't my first trip here. He said, I come here about all the time. He said, when I need these tires, he said, I can't find them any cheaper anywhere else. It's worth my drive up here. Citizens First Bank. Man, you know, can't beat those folks. Let them know that you appreciate them sponsoring the show. You know, 5 locations, just handy for you. Any type of banking that you might be interested in, they've got it. And then Edgemore Outdoors over here, you can't beat them. And they've got the archery things. Jim's got that over there. You know, sell the bows and the arrows, and they work on them, maintenance on them, and this bow season starts at the end of the month, Bill.
But it ain't. It's not long till that season, son. I'm glad to see it come along. That's just more off, more of them off in the lake.
That's exactly what I was thinking myself, Bill. Yes, sir. I love to see it myself. We really do have a good time between now and cold weather.
Yep.
Don't we?
That's
Up
exactly
to
right.
the first, up to even into November.
Yep.
It just like I say, we have the lake pretty much to herself, and it gets cooler. The fish get shallower, and you have to throw it on the bank to catch it.
Yeah, and the deer season gets better.
Yeah.
Oh, son,
That's right.
Just go on out there and kill them big old bucks.
That's right. Sure will. Last but not least, the sign shop down there in Harriman. Don't want to forget those folks. And you guys, Mike's having his trolling motor went out on him down there Saturday on Chickamauga, and we took it over to Rick Shalford over there across Fort Loudon Dam. And so if you've got any trolling motor problems, be Motor Guide, Minn Kota, whatever it might be, you might want to give him a call. He's working on Mike's trolling motor right now, so maybe we'll get it fixed. And want to say C&D Printing up there, Charlie Lane there in Clinton. If you got any printing needs, stop by and check with them. Got 90 seconds or less than that now. Ladies, do remember what I said about calling in, getting in touch with me so we can get you on here. God bless you, Bill. It's been great to have you.
Hey, son, always good to be here, and I appreciate you fellas taking me and putting up with me.
I have. It ain't no put up with you at all. It's a pleasure to have you, and hope we get to go back this weekend. God bless you, and see you next week.